Tuam, the house of nameless cries. Let the little children come to me. Matthew 19:14. In every human language, a baby's first cry is still the most sacred sound. But in Tuam, there were cries that rang out and then were silenced, with no one to name them, no one to see them off. Tuam, a small town in Western Ireland, where stone roads still lead to old houses, where the wind carries the scent of wet grass and cold ash. There stands an old building, moss-covered walls, a collapsed roof, called the Tuam Mother and Baby Home, once a convent, then turned into a transit station for unfit mothers. Not a hospital, not an orphanage, not quite a prison, but somehow all three at once. Between the years 1925 and 1961, nearly 800 children were born there, and almost all of them ceased to exist shortly after. No graves, no names, no final lullabies. We didn't call them mothers, we called them sins. The storyteller is a 94-year-old woman, hair silver like thin smoke, eyes full of the mist of memory. She lived near that house as a child. She remembers every Sunday, women were quietly brought in, with swollen bellies, downcast eyes, heads covered in black shawls. She never heard them speak. They weren't allowed to speak. In Tuam, those mothers were not allowed to keep their babies. The children would either be adopted to the US, if lucky, or remain, living in cold, deprived conditions, without love. Some only lived for a few weeks, some only a few hours. Official records list 796 deaths. Catherine Corliss, a local historian, used her own money to search the death records, page by page. She discovered 796 names, but only one or two were recorded with marked graves. Those souls were swallowed by organized silence. The white room, the cries, then silence. A former nurse recalled that when a child died, no funeral bell tolled, no ceremony, no white gowns. The bodies were wrapped in rough cloth and placed into a disused septic tank, once used to treat wastewater, an old concrete tank divided into 20 compartments, now a mass grave for nameless infants. This was done quietly for decades. The nurse said, sometimes at night, she would dream of babies walking the hospital hallways, their eyes bright and shining, but they never spoke. They didn't cry, didn't laugh, just looked at me, as if asking why I never spoke up. Deaths recorded in faint ink, lives that never had a chance to begin. Some died from fever, diarrhea, or umbilical infections, some from cold or hunger. Some, as autopsy reports later stated, had skull fractures, broken ribs, but were officially recorded as respiratory failure. They didn't call it abuse, they called it fate. But fate doesn't belong in the bottom of a septic tank. Fate doesn't look like children hidden away as shame. The mother and the dream of holding her child again, Margaret, now 88, gave birth in Tuam at 17. The baby died after 3 days. She never saw the body. No one told her where it was buried. For 70 years, she wished only one thing: to touch her child's finger one more time. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Matthew 5:4. Pain needs no explanation. It only needs acknowledgement. And then, after 100 years, a whisper becomes a voice. In June 2025, the official excavation began. Forensic specialists quietly sifted through soil and stone. They knew what they were touching: truth and spirit. They weren't just uncovering bones. They were uncovering silence. They were unearthing a part of Irish history that everyone knew, but no one ever dared to read aloud. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. These wounds no longer bleed, but they are still crying from deep beneath the ground. Lord, receive the 796 souls, roses that never had a chance to bloom, into your embrace. Do not let silence return. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hearts to remember. For in every clump of soil in Tuam, a part of humanity's conscience waits to be awakened. If the content on this A Bible Verse channel has touched your heart, don't forget to leave a comment below, like, and subscribe to the channel. If this video has touched your heart, please press the like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and comment below on how God has prayed for you. Don't forget to subscribe to a Bible verse for weekly videos that strengthen your walk with the Lord. Your support means the world to us. See you in the next video.